Okay. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome back to Bible and Blues. We are doing A Girl and Her Car. And I'm working on getting things up. There we go. There we are. Okay. So we have Teresa with us. And we have funny things happening on the screen. Don't worry about it.
That's more entertaining.
It is kind of entertaining. So.
All right.
So what are we looking at here, Teresa? What kind of project did we take on today?
We took on my trunk seal decided to start leaking. This is, I think, 2 winters ago. Happened to open my trunk and found a good 3-4 inches of water. Discovered it was the trunk seal leaking. As you'll see later, there's a split that was causing the leak. So decided to do that, and in the process decided to take the going to remove the rear hatch glass to make it easier to clean up under there, and as you'll see later, that didn't turn out so well.
That was a mess.
It was a mess.
Yeah.
Bigger mess than what's inside the car right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in that car.
Yeah, that rubber seal actually came off really easy.
Yeah.
Like not much pulling.
Yeah. Okay.
And as I said, there's a crack. That
There's
is in the actual frame of the car. That's what the rubber seal was covering. And basically what I think was happening is partially because the seal wasn't actually sealing anymore. Water was finding its way under the seal, through the crack, and into my trunk.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was fun.
We fixed it.
We fixed it.
Got some, I don't remember what the actual stuff is called, but it's kind of like JB Weld. It's gray, and you rub it together until it turns into like a clay, and you put it over the crack, and about an hour later, it seals into hard, more or less like metal.
Okay. So it's putty.
Yeah, it's putty.
It's a metal putty.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've all seen the like.
Yeah.
And look at that. It's a legitimate use for it. Now, did you leave it lumpy like this, or did you smooth it out, or?
I got it about as smooth as possible, but I figured since the seal was going back over it, it didn't really matter. It's not showing.
So kind of a matter of crossing your fingers.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I may be redoing this again in the future. That is part of that's what's underneath the seal, just to show you how dirty it is underneath those seals, all the gasket material and everything. Yeah,
Is that glass?
That is probably glass. Yeah, that's glass.
That right there.
Yeah, that's glass. There was in the process of getting the rear hatch off, I basically had to lay on my back on the back seat and reach above me, and the pistons that hold the rear hatch up didn't work, so I had a pretty much like the wood pieces you see on stairwells holding the hatch. And I'm thinking what happened is I must have moved and accidentally bumped the stick that was holding the hatch up, because it came down and broke over the top of me.
Into about 1 million pieces.
Into 1 million pieces. Thank God for tempered glass or whatever it is they use on car windows, because I actually didn't suffer any scrapes, but there was a lot of glass. Like, I'm still pulling glass pieces out. It's the same frame, clean, and as you can see in the little crack there behind the paneling, there's more glass.
More glass. More broken glass. Tempered glass has struck.
Yes. That is the spoiler
and a bucket of broken glass.
A bucket of broken glass. Basically me cleaning up the spoiler, and you can see the little metal bent rod in the background there. That is what holds the glass in. That's basically the frame around the glass, and it...
Before you did this, did you research, what you'd encounter as you went?
Only insofar as I watched a couple YouTube videos, and they said to have a friend and help, and I got antsy.
And had broken glass all over.
And had broken glass all over. My neighbor said she thought an explosion went off and she was about to call 911.
Uh-huh.
It was
nice.
I was just glad I wasn't dead. And that's the rear spoiler taken apart and cleaned up as best as possible, trying to get it prepped to figure, well, as long as it's off, let me go ahead and clean it because I'm going to paint it eventually anyway.
Right.
And actually that one is still sitting in my yard. It's painted though, kind of.
Okay.
And then we found, as you can see, that actually came off a 91 Camaro because it doesn't have the whale tail spoiler.
You miss your whale tail?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we're leaving it at that. That actually, I drove around for probably a month with plastic over what was supposed to be the back window, and duct tape. But it's okay, the car's primer. Duct tape is fine.
Uh-huh.
And then that actually got put on at the junkyard. Mm-hmm. As in, I drove down and bought the rear hatch glass and put it on in the junkyard's driveway.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm not really supposed to do it, but I didn't have a truck to transport that big sheet of glass, and for $150, when most of those they go for like $400 if not more.
Mm-hmm. you weren't gonna mess with that?
No.
Okay. Well, technically speaking, I mean, if we're just doing this, we'd actually be done with today's video, which that's
a short video.
That's a really short video. At this point in time, we're hitting about 7 minutes, which that's great for one of my Bible readings because I mean, who wants to listen to me, talk for that long? But we're doing a little more than that today. So what we're also going to do another project that you had, mm-hmm. which you did the gas tank. Now, when you did the gas tank, you did it. Let's look at the conditions you're in. You don't have an actual garage.
I don't have an actual garage. I do have a covered carport that the front and the back actually do close, and it only kind of pretends to be a kite when it gets really windy. Then we open up the front and the back.
Right. So
we're still doing. At least we're covered and dry because a lot of these projects are taking place either during the winter where it's wet and rainy, or during the summer where I think this particular summer wasn't too bad, or it wasn't when it got really super hot yet.
Right.
But either way, as you can see there, it's pretty much my workstation. Got the car jacked up as high as I can possibly get. With that jack, it goes to like 2 feet. So as you can see, the laptop. Because
this is right after like last year's tax return you were doing this, because I can tell by the tools. Okay, because I remember when you bought these, it's like and you were so excited because Aaron was like, just buy it.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want you to die.
Yeah.
So.
No, because normally when I go buy stuff, he tells me I can't, and we kind of have the opposite, where normally it's the wife telling the husband he can't buy something because of such and such reason. This is the husband telling the wife she can't buy something because such as. So when we go in with my tax return to Harbor Freight to go buy tools so I can officially work and restore my car, and he's telling me yes, hey, get the big one, or hey, get the better one, I'm sitting here shocked.
Yeah. So you have the nice air compressor here, and you have a pretty decent floor jack, and some decent lights and some air tools.
Yeah.
You have anybody's looking here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 jack stands you're using here.
Yeah.
You weren't really being dumb about this.
No. I don't crawl under cars anymore without jack stands.
Yeah. You've had a close call.
Yeah, I had a car on a jack, and the jack sunk 2 inches into blacktop.
Right.
And that was changing a tire.
Yeah. So
blacktop in 100-degree weather.
Yeah.
So
So this is pretty much your working conditions typically. Yeah. So
that is the gas tank strap. That's what holds your gas tank in. The little rubberish metal piece coming down is actually supposed to be attached to the underneath of the strap that's still attached.
It's supposed to be cushioning a little bit.
Yeah, it's supposed to be cushioning. There's a lot of things that are supposed to be that aren't. It's a 30-year-old car.
So our goal in this particular day, what was your goal here?
The goal was this particular day was to get the gas tank out. Basically, the reason we had to do the gas tank is my fuel pump finally decided to quit on me. Like, it was not pumping fuel to the engine, and so that's no bueno. And so the fuel pump on this particular car is in the gas tank. You have to drop the gas tank to get to the fuel pump. And basically, in order this car, you essentially have to take all the suspension off the rear of the car to get to the gas tank, and then undo like 2 bolts and drop the tank.
So they made it really easy then.
They made it's easy, but it's a laundry list of stuff to do because there's about 1 million parts to remove.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. So you have the tank dropped part way.
The tank dropped part way. It's still not completely out of the car. I don't really remember why I was trying to do it without getting it completely. Oh wait, I know why. Because I couldn't get. Where's it at? I couldn't get that stupid connection to let go.
Oh, yeah.
It was seized. I don't know. I couldn't, and there wasn't enough space to get any kind of a wrench on it without completely destroying the line. And that's a fuel line, and I didn't feel like buying all brand new fuel line. I was working on a budget here. So, but that's the first view. Finally, it took so long to get that stupid thing out.
And you mentioned this collar.
Yeah, that collar is basically, it's a locking collar, and it has an O-ring underneath it that you can see. And the easiest way to get it out is take a flat blade screwdriver and a hammer and just be really, really careful.
Right.
And keep in mind when you're doing this, the gas tank has like no gas in it. Like, I drove my car until I did not feel safe driving it anywhere, and then I let it run until it pretty much died, and you release the fuel, and then there might be a half a gallon of gas in that tank at the most.
Yep.
Because those tanks are heavy when they're full.
Really? I can imagine that.
That is the original fuel pump / sending unit, and as you can see, that's the actual thing that sends to your car. There's the float that tells your car how full gas. Here's the actual like electronics that tell your car what, the fuel and everything. There's the sock that's dirty. I was actually kind of surprised that was there. I thought it had disintegrated. This piece of crap, when I finally got it out, pretty much fell apart in my hands as soon as I got it out. It just said,
yeah.
It went in 1 million pieces. So then I needed a new sending unit.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Lots of fun?
Yeah. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
A couple $100 for a sending unit.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
So, so we're still trying to do this underneath the car.
Still trying to do it. Yep, still underneath the car. Still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember the story. I mean, I wasn't really. You had this in and out thing going on with it a little bit.
Well, I think did it, and then I think I tried to put, because we actually went through 2 fuel pumps. Because we put one in, put everything back in, and I'm guessing we ran it while dry is the only thing I can think of, which is we didn't run it while dry, we just apparently didn't have enough gas in it for it to decide that it wanted to work.
Right.
And then in the
There's no prime.
Yeah. And like I said, it's actually still connected to the fuel lines at this point.
Right. So
finally get the gas tank out.
You decided you're going to pull the gas tank.
Yep. Decided I was like, you know what? It's 3/4 out anyway. It looks like crap. Let's clean it up. And it's good too, because then they like to leak, especially around the filler necks.
I want to say right now, she's not actually a tweaker to the best of my knowledge.
I just like to clean things when I have the opportunity.
I mean, it was dirty. What the heck? Let's clean it. That sounds, I've known people. I'm just saying. Okay. So we have it out. It's dirty.
Yeah, it's dirty.
This is your internal.
That's what it looks like. You can kind of see the little circle thing here. That's where the gas comes in. Back here off screen is basically, I think, when your car runs on fumes, there's about a gallon to a gallon and a half in that little baffle, and that's what you're run. That's how you can run on fumes. Because it's a 15-gallon tank, and I've put 14.8 gallons into it.
Right.
Yeah. It didn't actually look that bad. I was like, I expected it to be a lot dirtier in there.
Right. Well, yeah, because you've had problems with fuel filters.
I've replaced so many fuel filters on this car.
So you were expecting to find debris and stuff in there.
Yeah.
That's also why you thought that sock was not on.
Yeah.
There. So
yeah. I thought the sock had disintegrated because of the amount of fuel filters I've had. It turns out probably just bad gas.
Yeah, probably just bad gas. Yeah, imagine that.
Yay, clean tank.
Yay, clean tank.
Yep.
So
wiped down, aired out.
Yeah.
Killed a bunch of grass.
Yeah, it's your grass up. So I want to point out. Anybody who's watching, we do have one person watching. It looks like. Say hi.
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 Thank you.
And it just I'm just looking at it. This looks like it's lacquered up some here.
Yeah, I don't. That might have been from pulling it in and out. I don't.
But just like the lacquer from old fuels.
Yeah, yeah.
And that causes its own issues.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Hey, at least it doesn't leak.
That's a plus.
It's $200 for a new one.
And they would bite.
And that's a plastic one.
And that's a plastic one. Well, there's a reason for this. You would enjoy putting a plastic one in better. Trust me. So, moving on. There's a nice new shiny sending unit. Yes, all nice and shiny. Look at all those pretty tubes.
All the pretty tubes, and everything works, and the float works, and it comes with a new sock, and
all these extra items over here.
And you still got to figure out which ones you need and which ones you don't, because it's a universal. And instructions.
And it came with instructions. Did you read them?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the few times. I don't know what I'm doing. And then there's the new sending unit with the new fuel pump and everything in, all nice and pretty and plugged in, getting ready to go back into the gas tank. And yay, it's in the gas tank.
It's in the gas tank. And this, people are like, why didn't you cut a hole in the floor to get to this? Well, if she cut a hole, zeroed in, and cut a hole right here, she wouldn't have been able to do much, because look at all the tubes routed. She would have had to cut a hole all along here to get that fuel pump out.
Yeah.
To do that job, because it's not. I have a Subaru, and I had to do my fuel pump. They do provide you with a hatch. And then there's rubber lines right here. These are all hard lines.
Hard steel.
There's no flex in those.
And looking at where I would have cut, I would have at least nicked one of those lines.
Yeah, well, you ended up replacing it anyway.
Yeah.
However, you look at all the big area you would have had to make for a hatch if you would have cut a hole.
And that part that goes straight there this picture doesn't do it justice. It is actually kind of on the back of the gas tank.
Right.
So it goes down.
Well, you see, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see
there's a little divot.
There's a contour in there for it, in the tank right there for it. So, so that was that fun project there.
Oh yes.
Oh, that was the last picture we had. Holy cow!
Picture. Yeah.
We don't have a picture of this thing back in. Miss Teresa, you were remiss. There was no completed picture here.
That's as much as you get.
Where's the payoff?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. You get a clean gas tank with a new sending unit.
Okay.
No, I probably got wrapped up in putting it back in, and as you will see next week, doing springs and shocks on the rear and the front.
Yep.
So I kind of had this project, because of waiting for parts, took longer than it was supposed to. Like every other project on this car.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, people, thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And if you have some comments for her or some questions for her, feel free to comment in whichever platform you happen to be watching this on. We're going to be posting this thing up shortly and putting it on YouTube. We're going to also put it on VidMe. I will also upload it up to Minds. And so you watch this, and if you have some suggestions for her for the future, you've seen the underside of her car, maybe you'll have an idea. We have another, the next big project that she did her springs and shocks, and she put V8 springs in the front.
Because I'm going to put a V8 engine in it.
Because her plan is to put a V8 engine in there, so give her some credit on that. She's planning ahead. And there's some really fun pictures. It's like, you didn't die. But did you die?
Nope. Still here. Didn't die.
So, anyway, we'll say thank you.
Thank you.
And we will see you next week on this one. And talk to you later. Bye now.
Bye.